and his family by an army of centipedes, and trained in the centipede ways of infiltration. Later, the centipede army returned robbed the cities, began to infiltrate their structures. The centipedes had trained Rob how to enter the walls, how to sneak inside of things. The centipedes had also trained Rob how to have many, many arms and legs. As a young adult, Rob spent most of his time crawling through the walls of a high school in Alabama. He was now half centipede, half man. It is there, in the walls of the basement of a high school in Alabama, that Rob started to play keyboards. He excelled immediately because of his many thousands of hands and arms. It is there in the walls that Rob devised his plan, otherwise known as the Great Plan. The centipedes had taken Rob as a child and trained him in their ways. He became one with the centipede army, and the centipede army one with Rob. The centipedes taught Rob how to infiltrate walls, how to burrow, how to climb into things. Rob returned to the city, ready to engage in structures. In a high school in Alabama, living inside of the walls, Rob devised a plan. He would separate himself into millions and millions of things and crawl all over the world in people's walls in their basements, playing their keyboards. His many thousands of hands and arms, tickling all the wires and touching everything, until it made the grand harmonious sound that he'd always dreamed of. Rob's motives to this point are still unclear. All we know is he still obeys the orders of his centipede masters. Where is he going with this? Several branches of the federal government have attempted to investigate the phenomena. All results are inconclusive. The FBI sent a millipede down to try to join the centipede army. It was refused. To this day, we are still unaware of the intentions of the centipede army and what exactly this master plan is that Rob has concocted. Though it appears that we will be finding out, as it is now inevitable. Rob was a child. He was taken from his family by a centipede army, taken into their burrows and trained in the ways of the centipede. He is a changed man. He is now developing into adulthood. His thousands of legs and arms, his one obsession, and his grand plan. The timing was precipitous. All attempts to understand the phenomena known as the centipede Rob were futile. All of Rob's actions were perfect and flawless. Rob Walmart had become symbiotic with the entire family of centipedes. In the walls of a basement in Alabama, where he had been living as a teenager, he concocted a grand plan. Many emissaries have been sent to attempt to retrieve the contents of his mind. to find out what is the grand plan, Rob. What are you going to do with us? All attempts to infiltrate the mind of Rob have been unsuccessful. You see, his centipede mind is encased in a hard shell, and the thousands of hands surrounding him tickle and push things away. His thousands of legs crawling over the keyboards of the world. They say that as many keyboards are in the world, Rob has exactly 64 legs. You do the math, it's staggering. All the many millions of keyboards in the world, times 64. That's how many hands and legs and arms Rob has. The scientist was sent to investigate the phenomena. He was unable to perceive Rob. There is no sort of examining device that could yield any sort of results as to what exactly this phenomena is. All the research is inconclusive. But Dr. Schlesinger, there's got to be a way to understand the phenomena of Centipede Rob. I don't know. It may be beyond the means of modern science. Couldn't some kind of insectologist or musicologist go down there and understand what this thing is? No. It's worse than the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Have you at least located the high school in Alabama where he's infiltrated the walls? Yes, we have. We know that somewhere in Alabama, what appears to be a centipede is actually the manifestation of Uber Rob. The Beyond. The Great Being? Yes. Now masquerading as a centipede. Crawling in the walls of a high school in Alabama. The Uber Rob is imminent. Perfect. Flawless. Containing so many arms and legs and feet and thoughts. And whenever he decides to release his energy, the entire world will be covered in a ball of tickling arms and legs. The Uber Rob is the pentultimate. He is the apex, the omega, and the ultimate. Dr. Schlesinger, what can we do about this? The whole world's in a tizzy right now trying to understand the phenomena of Centipede Rob. Dr. Schlesinger, is there anything we can do? Yes. I have some advice for you. Okay, how do we proceed? Sit back. Listen to the sounds surrounding you. Allow the hands of Rob to enter your mind. Allow his thousands of hands and arms to enter your mind. Let go. Allow the centipede army to carry you away. Lay back. The centipedes will take you to their burrow and train you. If you will only relax and listen. Fall back to the sound. Surrounding you. Centipedes of sound. Sent to you from the Uber Rob. Listen. Let go. Allow the centipedes to carry you from your home. Allow the centipedes to surround you. It is the Uber Rob revealed. This plan is imminent and final. has a plan for the future. He will reveal himself in many forms. He will arrive at high schools and malls and begin singing, and then vanish. It is as has been prophesied. Is it truly the prophecy of the Great Rob awakening arriving now? Yes. The situation is imminent and final. Rob is now homogeneous. He is inside of every mall and high school singing. It is the Centipede song, written for him by the Centipedes, that he sings. What will we do? We will listen. Our only chance is the segue. The segue, like a transition? No. That weird two-wheel golf cart thing. How is that going to protect us from the Uber rob? We haven't figured that out yet. It is in the final revelation, though, that in the end of time, a Segway with 7 horns and 7 heads will arrive. And that the Centipede army known as Rob Walmart will have a great song contest with the 7-headed Segway. This is the final revelation. The 6th seal has been broken. The lake has arrived. The lake is singing to Rob. The lake and Rob are of equal size. The lake is one thing. Rob is many thousands of things. It is the time of the tribulation. The lake and Rob struggle to hold each other. Rob struggles to hold the lake turning fire, changing things, everything changing. Light exploding light somewhere, light exploding. Ride the Segway. Ride it. You have to drive it with your mind. That's what they always say about the Segway. You choose to turn and you turn. You choose to proceed and you proceed. The Segway is the transition. The Segway is the next revelation. The Rob army has awakened. He has revealed himself in his final and imminent form. Now the penultimate Centipede. His many thousands of hands and arms tickling every key and every keyboard everywhere in the world. The song made is triumphant and penultimate. Rob is the Theta, the Delta, and the Omega. All of the children in the high school in Alabama begin singing, erupting into spontaneous song. It is the song of the lake. The sound is so huge it fills the world. In a mall in Chattanooga, Tennessee, all the inhabitants, all the occupants begin busting out into song. It is the song of the lake. In the mountains of Missouri, the first blue centipede arrives. This will be Rob's new manifestation. A blue centipede under a house in Missouri in the mountains. Outside in the yard, there are several dead vehicles. A man sits there on the couch of his mobile home, watching the television. He is holding a small 6-shooter in case he sees snakes. There are copperheads in these hills. Rob has taken the form of the blue centipede. He is somewhere in the ground below the man's house. The man is listening to music on his radio. Suddenly he bursts out into a spontaneous song. It is the song of the blue centipede. It is the sign of Rob's imminence. It is the sign of Rob's arrival. The prophecy of the centipede song is revealed. Revealed. The sixth seal has been broken. A time of trial and tribulation will ensue. Each person in the world will have to go inside their soul pockets, deep inside their soul pockets, and look around at the contents and arrange them orderly on the table, and decide which things they would like to keep and which of the contents of their soul pockets they will be rid of forever. This is the song of the blue centipede. At a mall in Arkansas. Everyone inside begins singing on their inside. It is the song of the lake. There is a man who had only halfway entered the building. He is only halfway singing the song of the lake. He looks down and sees a blue centipede touching his foot. He is now half singing the song of the lake and half singing the song of the blue centipede. It is as revealed in the prophecy. The half song has begun. It is the sound of the entire world singing, and the sound of the entire world playing its keyboards. Half of each and both of one. Chicago, Illinois. A young child sits for the first time in front of a piano and plays a few notes. There is an ecstatic song revealed. It is the song of the first innocents. The prophecy of the centipede has been revealed. Under an abandoned Taco Bell in the far south of Florida, the family of centipedes forms and begins to dance. One of these is Rob, dancing with 4 other centipedes underneath an abandoned Taco Bell in the far south of Florida. Oh my god, we did that on purpose. Hey Megazord, how's it going? That was for you, this little shout out. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. are perfect and flawless. He may change his name constantly, but he remains the same centipede of songs surrounding the walls of No America, Nowhere, Anywhere. Across America, song erupts spontaneously in high schools and in malls. In Alabama, there is a man who is only halfway empty the mall who is singing both the song of the lake and the song of the blue centipede. It is exactly as prophesied by L. Ron Hubbard. Rob is now an owl. The seventh seal has been broken. The Segway of 7 horns and 7 hands has now arrived. There is in the world surrounding you an entire song surrounding you in the world. It is the song of the Segway. It is the sign of the archival beast. The Segway prophesied by L. Ron Hubbard has arrived. It is the Segway of 7 horns and 7 heads, and it is driven by your spirit. It is not the Segway in the means of transition, no. It is one of those weird 2-wheeled golf cart things. That kind of Segway. Revealed after the breaking of the 7th seal. The Segway of 7 heads and 7 hands is now singing to you. There is an entire song surrounding you. It is the song of the Segway. Listen. Inside of an abandoned Taco Bell, deep in the south of Florida, Rob finally assumes human form. Or rather, returns to human form. Because he was born a man, he was born a child, an only child. He was taken from his parents when he was a child by the army of centipedes, who took him out into their burrow and trained him in their ways, and now he has returned to human form in an abandoned Taco Bell somewhere in the far south of Florida. In his essence, in his spirit, in his soul and being, he is still a blue centipede, and he reaches around the entire world, playing a complete song, archived, fulfilled, and pentultimate. In a mall in Tennessee, all the occupants and inhabitants bust up simultaneously together to a great song. It is the song of the lake. Musicologists from all over the world can join at the mall in Tennessee, attempting to understand the song of the lake, attempting to listen and denotate it. A fight breaks out among the scientists trying to understand the song of the lake, the song of the lake. And just then, right as the sun begins to rise, Rob arrives over a hill, riding the Segway of 7 hands and 7 wheels and 7 heads. And Rob is singing the 7th song, the giant song of the blue centipedes. It is an entire song. It is complete, revealed, and pentultimate. Rob has arrived. It is the dawn of the awakening. It is the awakening of the dawn. It is the final revelation. Rob Walmart arriving at the Song of the Lake, riding the giant Segway of truth, unity, and love. Just like Alexander at the Battle of Isis, Rob arrives at dawn and rallies the Centipede army. Dr. Schlesinger, have the scientists been able to figure out the Rob phenomena? Don't call me Dr. Schlesinger. Call me God Prophet Revealed Schlesinger. What do you mean? You see, I've gotten the message. Do you understand the Rob phenomena? I do. It is revealed. We are all gods and prophets. We are each to write a Bible called our life, recounting our struggles and our beauty. Dr. Schlesinger, this is... Son, I told you. From now on, we will each refer to each other as God Prophet. You learned all this from a blue centipede? Yes. God Prophet Schlesinger? What will my book be called? Your book will be called the Bible. In the final chapter, there will be a series of revelations and a series of seals. Each of these things will happen over your lifetime. The seals will be broken and the revelations revealed. In the final revelation, yes? What is it, God Prophet? What is the final revelation? Hello? Whoa. In an abandoned Taco Bell in the far south of Florida, a man regains consciousness. He had been traveling in the form of a centipede. In Alabama, a man who had been walking in a mall starts singing to himself. He sings the song of a lake. In a house in Chicago, a child sits for the first time at a keyboard. He plays the song of Infinite Song. On the couch in the living room of a trailer home in Missouri, a man sings a song. He sings the song of the Copperhead. In a high school in Alabama, a wall that had been creaking with weight begins to sing. The wall sings the song of time. Segway traveling so beautifully that it could not be seen, a man busts out into a spontaneous song. It is the song of the transition. In an abandoned Taco Bell in the far south of Florida, Rob awakens you from a dream. He prepares you for the phenomenon. You shake his hand. As Rob touches you, you feel the Rob phenomenon. Suddenly, you are covered in centipedes, made of sound. At an Office Depot in Portland, Oregon, a man photocopies his face. He begins to sing. He sings the song of regeneration. In a brick house in Chicago, a child sits for the first time at the piano. He plays the song of perfection. In a high school in Alabama, a wall creaks from the weight on it. The wall sings a song of time. Ride the Segway. Ride the centipede in your mind. These These are the prophecies revealed in the final journal of Jim Morrison. A few years ago, when Rob was touring in Europe, we stopped by Jim Morrison's grave to pay our respect. A hand reached up from the grave, and Rob took the paper. There was an address for a house in Alabama. After his tour in Europe, Rob went back to that house in Alabama, and he found the Song of Volume. Also in that house, Rob found the final journal of Jim Morrison. The last statements. This is where we learn the prophecy of the centipede. This is where we learn the prophecy of Rob. Jim Morrison forecast all this. The God prophet Jim Morrison, in his final journal, revealed to Rob. The diary also contains several unfinished Doors songs. Since Rob was given this journal by the spirit world, Rob has been working feverishly to decipher the meaning, the spirit, and the ethos of the final journal of Jim Morrison. You see, several years ago, Rob was touring in Europe, playing a show in Paris in the ballroom. Rob got together and in silence went to the grave of Jim Morrison to pay respects. Each part of Rob crying a little bit. As a tear hit the ground, a hand reached up and offered Rob a piece of paper. On that paper was an address to a Taco Bell in the far south of Florida. After finishing his tour of Europe, Rob went to the abandoned Taco Bell. He opened the door, and inside he found himself. They started to sing together. They sang the song of the owl. A mall cop in Alabama starts whistling. Spontaneously, he erupts in a flood of emotion. As one of his tears hits the ground, a hand reaches up and offers him a book. It is the final diary of Van Morrison. The mall cop in Alabama parks the Segway and he stops whistling and he begins to read the final diary of Van Morrison. In that diary is the prophecy of the lake of sound. He returns home. He is restless, troubled by spirits. He loses his job. He travels to Missouri, buys a mobile home, parks it in the mountains. Under his house, a copperhead has a burrow. Inside of that copperhead burrow is a blue centipede. The man sits on his couch every day reading the final journal of Van Morrison, trying to decipher. That man is named Rob. The prophecy of the lake is revealed. The Rob phenomena has begun. At an office depot in Portland, Oregon, on Morrison Street, a man photocopies his face. He begins to sing. He is overwhelmed by his emotions. The employees of the office depot try to figure out the phenomena. They try to understand why this man is photocopying his face on Xerox in an Office Depot on Morrison Street, Portland, Oregon. The employees approach him. The man so wishes to speak that he begins to cry. A teardrop hits the ground, and a hand reaches up from the bottom and hands him a piece of paper. And the man who had been photocopying his face in an Office Depot on Morrison Avenue, Portland, Oregon, reads the paper. He returns home and looks inside of the mirror. He sees Rob. He begins to sing. He sings a song of reflection.